While a makeshift memorial is growing outside, new details are emerging about the deadly shooting rampage inside Kirkwood City Hall. Police say Charles Lee Cookie Thornton stormed into a city council meeting Thursday night and opened fire.
The meeting had just started and everyone had just did the Pledge of Allegiance. And we were sitting down and I heard a shout from the back of the room and I recognized it as Cookie Charles Thornton's voice. And I had heard him yell something about a gun.
2 police officers, the city public works director, and 2 council members were killed. The city's mayor and a nutpaper reporter were wounded before officers shot and killed Thornton.
The thing that I feel most bad is the people that didn't make it, and there was no reason for that. I mean, just seeing him shoot someone without regard, it's just that shouldn't happen in this world.
Friends and relatives said Thornton had a long-standing feud with city officials. Just 10 days ago, he lost a federal free speech lawsuit against the St. Louis suburb. And he previously received 150 tickets against his demolition and asphalt business. Gerald Thornton says the legal setback may have been his brother's final straw.
It led him to believe that he only had the actions of declaring war against the persons that were causing this strife in his life.
Thornton left a note on his bed which read, "The truth will come out in the end." His family believes the note reflects the brother's growing frustration with local leaders. But Arthur Thornton said his older brother wasn't a violent man.
He's not a mean man. He's a loving man. And this was a violent act. It's not Cookie.
And Arthur Thornton offered condolences on behalf of his family.
Then I am truly, truly sorry. You know, it's a very sad event.
Missouri's governor has ordered all flags at state facilities in St. Louis County to be flown at half-staff to honor the victims. Sandy Kozel, The Associated Press.
All right, peace and blessings, all praises due to the Most High. Ecclesiastes 7:7 says, surely oppression makes a wise man mad. And that is what I think about when I hear of the story of 52-year-old Charles Lee Cookie Thornton, who was the perpetrator of that shooting in Kirkwood, Missouri, which is a suburb of St. Louis, 2008, where he shot 2 city council members, 2 police officers, public works director, news reporter, and the mayor before being killed in a shootout with police. Now, they're going to tell you that the Cookie was a madman and he just snapped, but there's a deeper history, a deeper culmination of events that led up to this situation. Now I'm going to play you 2 more videos, but first let me give you a little backstory and an explanation on why Cookie felt like, as his brother said, he had to go to war against the city government. Now, they were born, Cookie and his family were born in a place called Meacham Park. And Meacham Park is a little, I guess, town or suburb of the major city of St. Louis and Kirkwood before Kirkwood annexed them. Now, it was a pretty low-income area, a lot of black people. But in the early 90s, Kirkwood said, we're going to annex you guys into the city. Now, first, a lot of the residents were opposed to it, but Cookie was one of the ones who advocated for the annexation. And one of the reasons that he advocated for it that they're not telling you is because the city leaders and the people he would talk to, he was very involved in the community, but they were promising him contracts for the annexation and the building of a new development that was, coming to Kirkwood, and Meacham Park would be a part of that development because that would also be a part of Kirkwood. And so Cookie or Charles began to advocate for that, believing that the city and the people he had talked to and the city leaders were going to give his construction company some of those contracts for the upcoming project. And so the annexation happened and Cookie didn't get the contracts that he thought he was supposed to get. So, of course, he began to complain. He began to show up.
I want to give all the praises and the honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Recha HaKodash, and double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone. Honors as well to the other elders, you brethren, fellow believers of this truth. Shalom to you, few sisters. Shalom to the elect. Anyway, I got this video from Judah Tribe 69. The brother sends me clips. I don't get to all of them, but this video is about Taylor House. I subscribe to his channel. He got some interesting topics, and I just wanted to touch on that just for a quick video. And it seems as Jake trusted his enemies. Let's jump right to it. It's a rock. 12 and 10. Never trust thine enemy, for it's like iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. See, there's a price to pay for fame, right? If you're not in that hookup, you're nothing, right? And this man believed. You know, I don't know the whole story. This brother here, he was given the drop on it. But apparently what happened is he wanted to do the right thing, and he fought hard for his business and everything he needed to do. And they lined him up with some tickets. They did everything to hold him back. You ever notice why we don't own top restaurants? They'll give a football player a restaurant for 6 months before it closes. Why billionaires such as Michael Jordan and Floyd Mayweather, they don't own a string of fast food restaurants? You ever wonder that? But yet, they'll have people flying from China and open up soul food restaurants? Yeah, okay. Sounds like, if any of you don't know, a GMS breakdown of Lazarus and the rich man. You will see in a nutshell that he's rich, the Edomites, the top elites, how they run things, and how we in torment. And it will reverse. But in our torment now, the other nations are zooming in, right, to help with the affliction, the dogs that lick the wounds. And this is what happened. And it's still happening. And it's kind of crazy because this same nation talks about, it's not about racism, right? It's not about black. It's not about white. It's talking about all people united. But they still make a separation in culture. You'll see Joe Biden standing up there with the HBCU. If it's not about racism and it don't have nothing to do with race, why the hell is there a HBCU? You see what I'm saying? Why is there an application to ask your ethnicity when you go for a job, a home, you know what I'm saying? Or damn near some cases in a hospital. They all want to know your ethnicity. And why is everybody talking about cultural mixing? All right? Why are they making that an issue? See, because they're keeping it alive behind the scenes, slowly integrating you to be like everyone else. That's another video. Though he humble himself and he go a crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. Thou shalt be unto him as thou hast wiped a looking glass. You won't be able to figure you out. Right? See, and that's what our people do. They get these accomplishments. And I'm for the man, the Jake, doing well in this construction business, asphalt business. But you got protocols. See, there's a thing in the book of Deuteronomy called curses. Deuteronomy 28:15. This is for some of you don't know. We are the biblical Israelites, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and the strangers that may even look like other nations, right? The foreigners. It says, however, this is another translation, NIV. However, if you do not obey the Lord your God and do not carefully follow all his commandments and decrees, I'm giving you today, all these curses will come upon you and overtake you. Verse 16, you will be cursed in the city and cursed in the country. You see that? It will say cursing the city and field, but it's the country. First of all, this whole country is citizen, right? It's one city. I mean, they do have what you call the United States of America, where they're united, but they got all different laws, but they united against our asses. That's what they're united against. That's why they would do everything to keep your black ass down. This is why you can't own restaurants and fast food chains, right? This is why they allow them other people to fly over on a ship or on a boat or on a plane and set up big restaurants, hire black women to help show them how to cook the soul food, fire them or lay them off, close the business, reopen it with new owners that they taught. Now they got the Hispanics in there in the back working. Yeah, it's a conspiracy. Anyway, your basket and your kneading dough trough will also be cursed. Your clothes. The fruit of your womb will be cursed. You see what I'm saying? That's even another video. But now your children come out and they don't understand the world as it is, so they play and they run around. They put in those schools, they grow up, and that's when the hell, as they grow up, the hell begins, right? Then they set up the Planned Parenthood for the men. They separate the families, get the child support because the woman going to choose the money, breaks up the family, and the crops of your land, and the calves of your herds, and the lambs of your flocks. There's somewhere in Deuteronomy that says you will buy your own water. I think it's in this chapter. You will buy your own food. That's crazy. You will be cursed when you come in and cursed when you go out. See, these are the curses. So, I don't want to make the video long. I mean, all you got to do is read the curses. Let's go to 68 verse. The Lord will send you back into Egypt on your journey. As I said, I should never make again. There, it should say, there you should be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, female slave, male and female slaves, but no one will buy you, meaning that's an old English word for redeem. They put up here, offer yourselves up. That's these translations, the new translation. But when you go even to the older Bible, it'll say redeem. In fact, let me get that real quick. I got it up here somewhere. Okay, Deuteronomy 28. Let's go to 68 verse. The Texas Receptors never opened up, so I just found this one. The Lord shall lead thee again by ships into Egypt, by the way which I said to thee, thou shouldest no more see it. Then thou shalt be sold to thine enemies, and to servitors, in the hands and handmaids, servitors and handmaids, male and female, and none shall be that shall deliver thee. Right? So I don't know where to get there, offer yourselves up, because it doesn't say that. The Lord shall lead, I guess because it says the Lord shall lead thee again in ships. That doesn't say offer yourselves up, but that was something in the different kind of Yiddish translations or something. I don't know. But the bottom line is you're not supposed to trust in this system. Did I get Psalms? Psalms 62 and 10 says, trust not in oppression, and become not vain in robbery. If riches increase, set not your heart upon them. That's why Matthew 6 says, do not store up yourselves treasures in heaven. I mean on earth, where moth and rust doth destroy, and where thieves break through and steal, but store up yourselves treasures in heaven, where moth and rust do not destroy, and where thieves do not break in and steal. So the bottom line is, you can't trust it. The scripture says money grow wings and fly away. Right? If you believe, and these people are supposed to be Christian. Let's get another verse. I mean, there's so many. We go to Matthew 19, I mean, where you got to, forsake everything. 1 John 2 and 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. So you can't love this money. You can't. First of all, nothing is guaranteed. You can't say, I mean, he doesn't see it. I'm just saying, if you in the truth, you will start understanding that insecurity is what's going to happen here, because nothing's secure. The Christians say, all you got to do is believe your salvation is secure. No, it ain't. You don't know if you're the elect. 1 Timothy 6:17, charge them that are rich in this world, and be not high-minded, nor trust in uncertain riches, but in the living God that give us richly things to enjoy. So his problem was, this Jake, he trusted too much in oppression. He trusted too much in the system. He trusted too much in the money. He trusted in the belief of success in Babylon. And we wasn't made to be successful here. Not that you can't have some success here, but we were not made to be successful. And your successful actors and singers and billionaires, yeah, they go through a protocol for all that stuff. They don't receive that freely. Anyway, that's all I have on that. Shalom.